In the early hours of the morning, a woman was captured on camera running and screaming in fear for her life. Why was she acting this way? Look closely and you can see a creepy figure following her before standing ominously at the end of the driveway. Was this a lucky escape? Our homes are where we're supposed to feel safe and secure. This man strolling up to a home in San Jose, California, is not the homeowner, nor is he a guest. As he goes into the backyard, he is joined by a second man who has his hood up and is wearing gloves. The two start acting shady and begin casing the joint. After gaining access to the home via the back door, they search around, taking knives from the kitchen and looking for items that they can steal. Eventually, they head upstairs, knives in hand. When the hooded man tries to enter one of the bedrooms, he becomes spooked and calls for his buddy. The two enter the room again off camera by kicking down the door. It turns out the homeowner's family, including a 1-year-old infant, had locked themselves in the en-suite bathroom and were calling the police. Thankfully, this was enough to scare off the intruders, who quickly made their exit. In an interview with the local news station, the father and homeowner had this to say.
If they wanted to fight with somebody, they should come visit me. All they are here is to rob homes, and on the way, if somebody comes in between, they can hurt. They don't care. They don't have family, probably. They don't care about mothers, sisters, children. So those criminals have no religion.
Waiting for your bag at the airport is usually a boring affair. But I'll take boring over this any day. Either someone brought back crabs from their holiday, or someone's getting their own back on the baggage handlers. A bicycle blocking the road is about to be the least of this truck driver's problems. Now, he's definitely not making that delivery on time. In June 2024, 39-year-old Joseph Greer hijacked a bus in Atlanta and led police on a dangerous chase while holding a gun to the bus driver's head. The convicted felon had gotten into a fight with another passenger and fatally shot him before telling the driver to flee, saying if he stopped the bus, that worse would happen. The bus rammed into several cars on the road before it was finally stopped by police and Greer was arrested. He now faces 1 count of murder, 14 counts of kidnapping, and several other charges including hijacking a motor vehicle in the first degree. Porch pirates are an increasingly common annoyance. This one thought he could get away like so many others, but the homeowner wasn't about to let that happen.
Put my shit back on this. Oh, man. Yeah. I saw you when you got out the money. You tried it. Put my shit back on this porch. Sure. You done lost your mother. You don't come up on my shit and take my shit. You got it. You lucky. You got it. You lucky.
Hopefully this clip serves as a lesson to anyone thinking about stealing someone else's mail.
Oh, bro. Oh, my goodness gracious, bro. Uh-oh, shit. Uh-oh.
In May 2024, warehouse workers in Texas found themselves in a precarious position. This is what you'd call a bad day at the office, but things are about to go from bad to worse. When it rains, it pours. You can't help but feel sorry for whoever had to clean this mess up. Mayfly season is the worst. At least it was for this guy who had to clean up a swarm of the insects from his property in northern Ohio. Apparently, the flies smell like rotting fish if you don't get rid of them quickly. The residents of this home are having a really crappy day. It looks like the scene from the movie Parasite, and according to internet plumbers, the overflow was likely caused by too much rain entering the sewer system. That's gotta stink. Former New York police officer Brandon Huckle was suspended without pay and pled guilty to disorderly conduct after cameras caught him damaging a person's car during a search of their home. Huckle was also fined $250 and ordered to pay over $550 in restitution to the vehicle's owner. As for why he did it, your guess is as good as mine. truck driver in the UK had one or maybe 10 too many beers before getting behind the wheel. He was caught on camera crashing into multiple cars and buildings while driving through the streets of High Wycombe on the 7th of June 2024. The 34-year-old driver was later arrested on suspicion of drunk driving, dangerous driving, driving without a license, and failing to stop after a road collision. He's currently on bail, but I highly doubt he can talk his way out of this one. In March 2020, Astra's Rocket 3.0 suffered a catastrophic explosion during pre-launch testing in Alaska. It was described as an anomaly at the time, which is putting it mildly. Considering every single launch can cost millions of dollars, that's an expensive anomaly. A motorcyclist was driving down a highway near Denver, Colorado, when all of a sudden, his reactions were put to the test. He first avoids a blanket or tarp that falls onto the road, followed by a ladder in quick succession. Then, he has to swerve between two vehicles that collided right in front of him. This biker showed great situational awareness, and his relief is palpable. If you see a dog chilling in the street, leave it be and don't do what this kid does. After putting his foot near the dog's face, he quickly learns but valuable life lesson. Let sleeping dogs lie. On March 11, 2023, an officer-involved shooting took place with a barricaded suspect in Charlotte, North Carolina. Afterwards, the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department released a critical incident briefing that documented the event. Several people had called the police that day reporting a man named An Thai who was threatening locals.
Charlotte 911, do you need police, fire, or medic?
I need police.
And what's going on that you'll need the police?
Well, my neighbor is threatening me, threatening to kill me, threatening to kill police. I have it on video. We're scared.
Okay, and when you say he's threatening you, is he doing it in person, on the phone? What
yes,
is he?
On the phone with a megaphone. He's out in front of his yard.
Charlotte 911, do you need police, fire, or medic?
I need police. I need to file communicating threats report. I'm working with CMPD crisis response team, and our neighbor is threatening us currently, and the officer with crisis response told us to call 911 to file a police report.
An Thai was already known to police and had a warrant for similar incidents in the past. Upon approaching his property, the suspect has barricaded himself in home and is communicating via megaphone.
I am the president of the USA. You're talking about
The suspect's mother comes out and informs the police that her son is armed. This would result in a standoff that lasted for over 30 hours.
Sit pill. He has pills. Sit the gun, have the sick. Revolver. Yeah.
Police attempt to negotiate with Antai to get him to surrender. However, he does not.
Mr. Ty, it's the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. We're outside. We're not going anywhere. We need you to step outside with your hands up. Nothing in your hands.
A SWAT team then arrives on scene and sends drones onto the property, but these are destroyed by the suspect with a baseball bat. During hour 9 of the standoff, Antai comes to the doorway with a gun in hand.
He's trying to put the door back up, it looks like. Gun in his left hand. Shot out.
We want to make sure you're okay. We need you to come down to the front door with nothing in your hand.
This is perceived as a lethal threat, and he is shot with a single bullet by a SWAT officer. Antai then retreats and calls the police, telling them that he is Lucifer and that he is in heaven.
Charlotte 911, do you need police, fire, or medic?
I saw the police shot a person because he was holding a gun and pointing at the police. And the police shot him, he's dead. I need to make a police report.
Okay, well, where are you at so we can make that report?
I'm in heaven.
Oh, okay.
I'm a ghost. Yes, my name is Lucifer. I'm not real, all right? I'm in heaven.
Okay.
And I saw, I'm the messenger of God, all right? God, the Holy Bible.
Further negotiations are unsuccessful, but eventually, as they see Antai walking down the stairs of the property, the SWAT team fires chemicals into the top floor of the building.
I got cuffs.
That's why I didn't need no bag. That's why I didn't need no bag. Let's shoot it. That's why I didn't need no bag. Let's shoot it.
This essentially smokes him out, and 30 hours after the ordeal began, Antai emerges and is finally arrested. No charges were filed against the officer who shot Thai, and the suspect was taken for a mental health evaluation with legal charges pending. Wearing red to a rodeo isn't the smartest idea. This bull managed to jump the barriers at an event in Oregon and escape into the concourse. It charges at several people, hurling one woman, who is wearing red, into the air. Three people were left injured before the bull was finally corralled. Graduation is a proud moment for any student and their parents. This one, however, was ruined by a racist father who rushed the stage to prevent the black superintendent from shaking his daughter's hand.
Oh, excuse me. Where's Brendan?
You better get up off
Where's
me,
Brendan?
man.
Where's Brendan?
Get away from me, bro.
No,
Hey, you need to get, hey,
walk away.
get off. You gotta go. I will get off. Out right now. I don't care. Get off the stage right now. Get off.
That way, Michael. No. Where's Brendan? Whose dad is that?
Brendan's.
Okay. Who's up? All right, let's keep going with these great grads.
এই কারা এখানে? এই আচ্ছা পেপার।
On the dark streets, this man encountered a terrifying situation.
এই মেয়ে দাঁড়াও। এই মেয়ে কি করে এখানে এত রাতে? এই শ্মশান ঘাটে কি করো তুমি? কি অবস্থা! এই মেয়ে দাঁড়াও। আরে
He appears to chase off a man and then checks to see if the woman is okay, but all may not be as it seems.
Flash is on. All right, let's take a look.
It's in there.
When peeking into an abandoned tunnel, this guy failed to notice the figure peeking back at them. Another officer-involved shooting occurred in Alameda County, California on October 24th, 2022. The Hayward Police Department was alerted to an armed man who had shown up at his ex-girlfriend's property.
Okay, what's going on, honey?
So my doorbell just rang. It was my daughter's ex-boyfriend, and he came in here and he showed me a gun. I kicked him out, but he's still like ringing our doorbell. My neighbor's told me he's like banging on our door right now.
Okay.
He's banging on the door right now. And my 2-year-old is here screaming.
With a handgun?
Yes.
Did he point it at you?
He showed it to me. He didn't point it to me. And he's telling me he needs the keys to the car. What keys to the car? He has no car here. He's like banging on our door.
Hayward 911, what is the address of the emergency?
Gary Drive.
Uh-huh.
I just saw a man shooting a gun into a car, a black car in our parking lot.
You said you saw him shooting a gun into a black car?
Yes, from my bedroom window.
Okay. Did you see where he went?
No, he's gone now. He was all in black, and some other car's pulling away right now. That may be the man.
Can you tell me what car is pulling away?
It's a gray car. That's all I could see.
Could you see a 2-door, 4-door SUV?
It looks like two-door.
And did you see which way the car drove off? Like towards...
It went back toward the getting out of the villa.
Towards the Castro Valley side?
Yeah.
Shots were fired by the suspect and police pursued him along Highway 580. They managed to block the suspect's vehicle, although a police officer's leg became pinned between the patrol car and the suspect's Mercedes.
Trying to put that... Put down. He's armed with a gun. He's armed with a gun.
Body cam footage shows the moment the suspect takes off on foot.
Get shot! You're gonna get shot! You're gonna get shot! Drop it! Drop it! Don't! You're gonna get shot if you go in that car! You're gonna get shot!
When he tried to hijack a passing woman's car, that's when a police officer opens fire.
Shots fired.
The officer fired 3 rounds into the suspect, who was later pronounced dead at the hospital. 2 officers were treated for 9 life-threatening injuries, and the last we know, the incident was still under investigation.
Flaco, que vengan los bomberos. Saquen a los animales, chicos. No.
This street in Argentina became an inferno when a main propane gas line leaked following construction work. The fire caused massive amounts of damage, but thankfully, there were 0 fatalities. When 2 robbers tried evading Norwegian police by cutting through the park, they didn't bank on the cops' incredible driving skills. The policeman pursues them through the park and over a bridge before catching up to them and knocking them down as they turn onto a dirt path. Now, this is how you police. Imagine coming home to a sight like this. You can hear the despair and resignation in the poor tenant's voice.
Called the emergency. They said to call leasing office. Leasing office said they're unavailable.
Oh my God.
In June 2024, a 40,000-ton Chinese tanker was attempting to avoid traffic at Kaohsiung Port in Taiwan when it collided with a concrete pier. The collision caused severe damage to the starboard side of the Tongyang vessel, but it luckily managed to stay afloat. This is a Dobson fly. It's the largest flying insect in the world and can be found in the Americas, Asia, and South Africa. Some quick thinking by neighbors in Mongolia saved the life of a man whose apartment had caught on fire. They worked together to move a parked car from underneath the window before stretching out a sheet and encouraging the man to jump down. I bet he's glad to have neighbors like these. It's fair to say that the Cybertruck has its critics, and this footage of one failing to get out of a river isn't going to do much to boost its reputation. Forwards, backwards. No matter what the driver tries, this truck is well and truly stuck. Sailing the high seas is not a task for people with sensitive stomachs. This tanker is being tossed about by huge waves, which are pretty common in the Drake Passage, which is a body of water that connects the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans near Argentina. It's believed that's where this footage was filmed. While it must be hard for the crew to even stand on their feet, falling into the water means almost certain death. This lady was going about her working day, arranging her shop when she was very lucky to escape unharmed. Driving through the Algerian desert comes with certain challenges. For this driver, visibility goes from bad to worse as a sandstorm descends upon the road.
كان ورايا 900 واحد لو نحبس يكون يجي واحد ورايا الحين.
He tries to fight against the elements until he finds himself going off-road, at which point he comes to a stop and decides to wait out the storm. Probably for the best.
عدات عليا لي فونصابل هادي جامي شفتها.
Oh God.
Go and push you down and literally everything if I gotta run.
Killing a spider is not always the best approach, as these people are about to find out. What was one problem has now become hundreds. Here's a phrase you never want to hear from your pilot.
I wonder what this does. Hassan!
Fire left
engine, fire, left engine, fire, right, fire, right engine, autopilot, altitude, stabilizer motion, stall, brake.
Thankfully, this was a simulator, but this guy failed with flying colors.
Gila. Gila.
In June 2024, 50-year-old Damon Hills, not to be confused with the former racing driver Damon Hill, hijacked a truck in Bali. He led police on a chase along the highway before smashing through a toll gate at the airport.
Oh, gila. Gila. Boleh mabuk.
Sama satpam. Jadi sepanjang kerobokan ke airport itu banyak korbannya yang ditabrak sama dia. Gitu.
Hills' joyride caused over 7,000 euros worth of damage. The British tourist was arrested after fleeing into the airport terminal and now faces up to 9 years in prison. When park rangers warn you not to go somewhere, you should probably listen to them. If not, you might end up stuck in the mud like this guy.
We're all coming. Yeah, all right.
This man wasn't satisfied with the lack of heat coming from his grill, so he decided to add some fuel to the fire. Yeah, now he's cooking with gas, which I bet he regrets in hindsight. At least there's a flame. There are several, in fact, just not where he wanted them to be. A homeless man was throwing rocks onto the freeway in Los Angeles when he was reminded that actions have consequences. One of the rocks strikes a passing motorbike, causing the biker to lose control and crash. The biker is left confused, wondering what happened. Meanwhile, the homeless man saunters away, unaware that his actions were recorded on camera. On February 19, 2024, the Mesquite Police Department in Texas received a call from an administrator at the Pioneer Technology and Arts Academy. She informed them that a student was holding a handgun and was refusing to put it down.
Mesquite 911, Buchanan, what's the address of your emergency?
3200 Old. I'm the assistant principal. No student just pulled a gun. I need someone here now. I am with him. He's fine.
I'm calming him down. Let me get someone here now.
Okay, I'm getting him started. Where is he right now?
He's in my office in room 151 in the building. I'm putting the building on lockdown.
Okay, does he still have the gun?
Yes, he does.
Okay, what is he doing right now?
He's just standing. He won't put the gun down.
An officer arrived on the scene within 2 minutes and spoke to the student for 4.5 minutes, attempting to defuse the situation.
What's going on today, buddy? Can you talk to us? We would like to help you. That's why we're here. Is anything upset you today?
Just give me the air for a minute.
Can you listen to me closely? Please do not reach for that gun, okay? We don't want anything to happen to you or anyone else. Can you do that for me? What has upset you today? Maybe we could talk about it.
Trouble? Okay. We just need you to step away so we can...
At this point, the 16-year-old student had put the gun on the floor, but during the conversation, he reaches for it, causing an officer to fire 3 shots at him. The student then returns fire, causing a brief shootout between him and the officers.
Do you need anything right now? No?
We just need you to step away from the gun, buddy. You're not in trouble? Okay. We just need you to step away so we can...
The police then managed to persuade the student to give himself up. In total, 3 officers fired 19 shots, but the student only sustained a single gunshot wound to his leg. He was treated at the hospital before being transported to Dallas County Juvenile Detention. The student was charged with multiple counts of aggravated assault against a public servant, as well as an exhibition of a firearm, which was a Rossi .38 special revolver. Surveillance cameras at Sunnyvale's P&G Jewelers in San Francisco captured a frightening smash-and-grab robbery that took place on June 12, 2024. Around 20 people broke into the store using hammers and other tools before proceeding to smash the counters and grab as much expensive loot as possible. The brazen robbery was over in less than 3 minutes, but during that time, an estimated $2 million worth of jewelry was taken. As of the most recent update, police have made 5 arrests and are still looking for the remaining suspects. On February 6, 2024, a 36-year-old man attempted to rob a Bank of America in Fort Myers. When police closed in, he took 2 people hostage using a knife, and he also claimed to have a bomb. As the police tried to negotiate the man's surrender, the would-be robber used the hostages as human shields. However, when he suddenly put one of the hostages in a headlock and held a knife to her throat, the officers were no longer willing to be patient. A police sniper saw his opportunity and fired at the robber. The bullet traveled through a desktop computer and between the 2 hostages before fatally striking the suspect.
Knocked out too. I get it. I can empathize with that situation. Believe me, I can. Okay? And I want to be able to help you with that. Right? As somebody else who has kids, I want to be able to help you with that. 100%. You heard? Come on, Alavachi. Right? Keep talking to me. Keep talking to me. Let me know what's going through your head right now. What concerns you have. I want to make sure you're the most relaxed.
Go. It was an incredible, calculated shot, and one that is practiced by snipers who use .308 caliber bullets to reliably shoot through barriers.
But I couldn't be more proud of the men and women of law enforcement today, my family members today, the SWAT team today. How you train is how you perform. And this is exactly what we train for. We train for worst case scenario. We train for hostage negotiations. and what that means. Going from worst case to best scenario. This is a very unfortunate incident, but I will tell you, the 2 hostages being safe was our top priority.
So I was best friends with him for 7 years, and then
Never in a relationship?
never in a relationship, nothing else.
So it's just a friend.
And it was, but we haven't talked for years, and he kept showing up.
Is he welcome to your home?
No.
Have you ever invited him here?
No, he was my best friend for 7. He's even met him before, and then he just like lost his. A friend 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in 2 years.
Just kind of infatuated with her and...
Yeah.
You haven't seen him in 2 years?
But he keeps popping up. Like, I stopped talking to him in 2 years. I got these...
Have you told him not to come around?
Yeah, plenty of times.
He was in this back patio?
Yes, he was in the back patio.
And he was trying to get through the...
Saw him, yeah. He looked through the window, this window, was looking through all the windows, and I saw him there. I told to run, because he kept on trying to have a conversation and trying to, like, pull the door open.
On March 24th, 2023, an officer responded to a disturbance call from a woman who claimed she was being stalked. Apparently, the suspect had become obsessed with the woman, calling her endlessly and trying to contact her through social media. Things then escalated when the stalker attempted to gain entry into the woman's home. The man had evaded police when they were en route to the address, but he was later taken into custody when the officer spotted his truck and pulled him over. While sitting in the police car, the stalker tries to tell his side of the story, but it comes off as creepy and disturbing.
You need to record this?
Huh?
No.
I have to record all participation.
Okay. You know, she said, I don't want to be friends anymore. You've pushed it too far, which I didn't think I'd asked that many times, but okay. She, I think she blocked my number, so I tried emailing her. And she blocked me on that, and then she blocked me on all social media, so, I mean, I've had no way to contact her except to show up. And here's the funny and confusing thing, that she's told me before that if I ever really just wanted to talk to her, then to just come talk to her. She's told me that in the past. I mean, like I said, man, I really wasn't trying to cause any trouble. I really just wanted my best friend to talk to me. And now I'm sitting here with you, with cuffs on, and the back of a cruiser, my truck's been towed. Like, dude, I was just trying to see if I could talk to her, and if not, I was gonna go about my day, go about my life.
Ultimately, the creep was charged with burglary to an occupied dwelling and stalking. Hopefully, this was enough to deter him from carrying out similar or potentially worse actions in the future. Surveillance footage from inside a Youngstown apartment building in Ohio captured the devastating moment when a gas explosion occurred. Residents, including a mother and her 10-month-old son, can be seen evacuating the building as sirens sound just minutes before the blast.
A fire has been reported in the building. Please.
Like, I don't really see anybody evacuating. I don't really smell any smoke. I don't see any fire. So I was kind of like, well, maybe this is like a false alarm. As soon as we exit the building, we probably took a matter of 2 steps. And next thing you know, kaboom, like the building just explodes behind us.
According to reports, a gas line had accidentally been cut, and just 6 minutes later, the building was rocked by an almighty boom. Sadly, many people were unable to get out in time. 7 people were injured, and 1 person did not survive.
A fire has been reported in the building. Please.
When asked on TikTok to provide a ghost story that sounds completely unbelievable but is entirely true, one woman responded not only with a creepy story, but with video evidence. She explains how her sister and her old roommate used to work at a daycare/music school, and whenever they would walk through the daycare center, which was in the basement, there would be strange goings-on that caused them to freak out.
They would both like hear voices when their co-teacher hadn't showed up yet, or like the cleaner would go downstairs and all the toys would be arranged in like a circle and she'd be like in tears being like, "Are you guys playing a prank on me? I seriously, like, I don't feel safe here." The kids would all say really creepy shit. Like they'd say like there's a really like mean guy in like the tunnel, like a little play tunnel thing, or like there's like someone mean over in like the dark corner of the basement.
During COVID times, the owners of the building installed cameras, and what one of them captured was eerie, to say the least. Shortly after 3 p.m., the seesaw begins rocking back and forth, seemingly on its own. Seconds later, a small figure emerges from behind some other equipment and scurries across the room before coming to a stop. It's not clear if it's an animal of some kind or a toy. Whatever it is, it's certainly not responsible for the tray that jumps off the table shortly after. Then, in a chilling finale, another toy creeps into view before stopping briefly and then racing towards the camera. Now, do you believe in ghosts?
Okay, go. Who is it?
It's so weird.
Is it you?
Is it me? It's not me.
It's motion sensor. There's no one over there. Okay, do it one more time.
Do it one more time, please.
Okay. One last time.
You okay? Wait, so are we friends?
Whether you believe in ghosts or not, hospitals can be scary places. This mother-daughter duo believed they had encountered a spirit at the Children's Hospital in Phoenix when the room's faucet kept turning itself on and off. The ghost controlling it answers the questions, and we find out that it may have been a doctor in a past life. Of course, it could have just been a faulty sensor, but where's the fun in that?
Actually, a doctor. I don't know. Are you just messing with us? Okay. Well,
I don't know.
Imagine finding a hidden camera disguised as a rock pointed directly at someone's house. That's exactly what happened to concerned residents of a Chino Hills neighborhood in California in May 2024. The device was picked up by a local who noticed the oddity sitting beneath a tree on the center median. It was covered in clay and was clearly meant to blend into the natural environment. It was also connected to a power bank. The finder alerted his neighbor whose house the camera was pointed at. Understandably, the neighbor was spooked and suspected that someone was targeting his house for a future robbery.
It was on a power bank, so it was like a cordless camera. I was scared. My wife was crying. That's a good question. I don't know. I really do not know. I mean, we own businesses.
Being that this is a street where our junior high students walk, a lot of them do, particularly on that side of the street, it almost concerns me like maybe they're watching a particular child.
Upon reviewing the footage, a man can be seen planting the camera in the dirt using gardening gloves before riding away on a scooter. However, he is yet to be identified and the police investigation continues.
Okay, there's nobody here, right? Nobody here. What is that? Because it is not me. This is me leaving, closing the door.
A woman was working alone at a psychiatric unit in Maine when she spotted a creepy figure staring back at her in the curved mirror. Nobody else is around, and she proves it isn't her own reflection, so who or what is it? Some insist it's just the shadow of the floor or the counter, while others think it's the Grim Reaper.
No. We don't do that shit.
What would you do if you encountered a ghost? This guy doesn't seem to be bothered at all. When a ghost pushes something onto the floor, he just reprimands it like a school teacher telling off a naughty student. It could have just been a gust of wind, but then, who is he talking to?
The dude's coming onto my property to what looks like rob my house, but it actually turns out he is a time traveler. And let me show you that.
This man claims to have witnessed a time traveler. He first grew concerned when he noticed a man walking onto his property, potentially with the aim of robbing his house. However, the intruder walks into the backyard and enters the homeowner's shed. The police arrive on scene, but when they check the shed, there is no one to be found. The homeowner claims to have watched the footage 1,000,000 times and says the intruder never left the shed, but where did he go? Is there a portal to another realm in there? Or is there a perfectly reasonable explanation, like a gap in the surveillance footage?
I really watched the camera the whole time. He never left. Police didn't see him in there, and like it blows my mind. Like I don't know if there's a tunnel in my shed in the backyard. I don't know if he teleported. I don't know where this guy went or why he went in that shed. Let me know what you think, because I'm like perplexed, flabbergasted.
Robert Cecina, the former executive of 3M, was caught peeping into the window of a home in St. Croix County in 2022. 4 women, including a teenage girl, were inside the home at the time. Cecina was arrested and charged with felony stalking. However, when the case went to court, the district attorney offered a plea deal that likely means this Peeping Tom will not receive a criminal record. Instead, he was allowed to plead no contest to misdemeanor charges of trespassing and disorderly conduct. As you can imagine, the victims were not too happy about the outcome.
Extremely disappointed. I'm a lot more jumpy. Like, if the school bell goes off, I usually jump at it.
You look under your car, around your car, at the corner side of your house before you go in. We carry mace.
They had previously discovered footprints in the snow outside their home and say they now live in fear of their safety.
No sé si lo mostré al principio. Y este tenedor amarillo. Pues tiene... Pues se me está cayendo todo. Perdón, se me está cayendo todo. 2 cuchillos amarillos iguales.
A young girl was showing off her toy kitchen set when something incredibly creepy happened. Keep your eye on the doll in the background.
Esta tacita rosita y esta tacita como fucsia.
All of a sudden, the doll's hand jerks upwards. The girl fails to notice, but when it happens a second time, she's out of there. Call me skeptical, but this is either a great practical joke or some brilliant child acting.
Como fucsia. Huevo. ¿Sí?
Since the invention of Ring, a lot of crazy footage has been captured by doorbell cameras. This clip comes from a home in Tacoma, Washington. The uploader describes a weird light phenomena coming from the weird old lady's house across the street. They claim there was no noise, so it couldn't have been a firework. Yet they have no idea what caused the bright flashes. Any ideas?